This is like really interesting. She talks about this a lot, this event. And, this makes me wonder if this is what the whole 2027 thing comes from, because this 2027 idea really came from the intelligence community, right? We started hearing it from John Ramirez, Lou Elizondo, etc. And, whatever you think. And, maybe it's disinformation, who knows? But it's come from the CIA. Pretty much. I wonder if it's come from this specific remote viewing, and what it's about is what she said there. It's like an event to steer influential humans into helping the wider population prepare for contact, essentially. She talks about people are going to be compelled to do certain things, and they may not even realize or understand why they feel compelled to do them, but they will. And these are the people that are kind of, used or channeled or something to do this, which the way it's posited here is it doesn't necessarily seem negative. It kind of seems positive in a way that, people are being used to help establish contact and prepare other people. When you think about like, what is that? What does that mean? Well, it means that this intelligence or whoever this species is can manipulate our minds. That's what it means. Let's hope they're only doing it for good and it's just to let everyone know that the aliens are coming. But the reality is they have that capability. That's kind of crazy. So let's give you guys a little bit of context on who we're talking about here, because I feel like some people might not know who these people are. Let's start with Kit Green. Okay, so what we're about to listen to is a phone call between two people, a CIA scientist and a remote viewer. And I'm going to give you a little bit of context on these people. So this is Kit Green, right? He is a physician, neuroscientist, and a former CIA intelligence officer with a PhD in medicine. And the reason why I want to give you guys this is because what you're about to hear in this phone call is wild stuff. So I want you to understand like the gravity of the people who are having these conversations. These aren't just like random people. This is like kind of crazy. So this guy's CIA career was from 69 to 85. He served as a medical analyst, senior division analyst, branch chief, right up in the Office of Scientific Intelligence, working with all these big dogs, essentially. And there's even talk of Uri Geller, who he's worked with in the past, in this phone call, which is super interesting. He's also been the chief medical officer and VP for global health. He's briefed CIA directors in the past on UFO matters. He even evaluated the 1995 alien autopsy footage. And he actually believes that it's real, although he later retracted that statement. Interesting, right? What else? He's a U.S. Navy medical officer, expert in medical imaging, neuroscience, and non-lethal weapons, known for blending science with parapsychology and extraterrestrial research. Okay? And there's more. I've cut that down, but there's more. But I think you get the idea. This guy, he seems to know what he's talking about. Let's just leave it at that. And this is the other lady on the other end of the phone call, the remote viewer. Now, I feel like the term remote viewer gets thrown around quite a bit lately, but this lady is actually, and she talks about this in the phone call, she is one of only a couple, and I didn't even know this was a thing. She's only one of a couple American certified medical intuitive spiritual healers or something. She gives the exact title in the thing, but she's like recognized for her intuitive healing abilities or something to do with ESP. She's like recognized. It's kind of crazy. She also has a PhD, lifelong student in intuition, science, philosophy, metaphysics, and art, and began a career as a scientific and medical illustrator before expanding into fine art inspired by the Arizona Sonoran Desert. There you go. This lady is a remote viewer, but is kind of recognized for her intuitive abilities in an official capacity. So now that we have a little bit of context, we're going to get into this phone call.
Is February the 20th, 2017, Randall-May here, and I'm working on case .011, and this is the case where you gave me the coordinates of 34.108.51 and 118.345179. And I have the questions here, and I can do it in two ways. I can begin by answering the questions about the event, and then go to the person, because I read for the person, I prepared in reading for the person on January 26th, and then
Yo, if you're enjoying this clip, make sure you subscribe below and head on over to the main channel if you want to watch the full replay of this video. You might even be able to catch one of the streams live one time and get involved in the chat as well. All the links you need will be down below. Sorry, I just forgot to mention that this phone call is from 2017, okay? And it's only just been leaked in the last couple of days. This is from 2017, which is obviously an interesting time, pretty much around the time when the whole 3 UFO videos were released by the Pentagon, and we had the whole TTSA movement with disclosure begin.
So again, on February 20th, both of those in 2017, which gives us 2 different peeks into the person. But I would like to give you my impression about the event.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Repeat back to me slowly the coordinates.
The coordinates that you gave me were 34.108551, and it would be a minus 118.345179. That's what's here.
Minus 118.345.
179.
Let me repeat. 34.108.551.
Correct.
Second was minus 3118.
No. 118.345179.
Got it.
All right.
And you said that the readings on the person were done on what the date again? You said
January 26th,
Yeah.
2017, and February the 20th, 2017. I did reading on the person that day and then today, and didn't look back to that day, when I did this one, just to give an update, because we've been working on this for a while. I just wanted to see what was going on.
What about the coordinates? When did you do the coordinate reading?
January 26th.
26 was, okay, and the coordinates and the person on the 26th.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And on the 20th, on February 20th.
All I did was the person.
Got it. Okay, now, what you suggested, I think you wanted to do is look at the coordinates or report out in the coordinates first.
What I want to do is, you said key example questions about the event.
Yeah.
Okay, and I wanted to go through that, if you don't mind.
Good. I like that. That's the way I would like to think.
So you said what occurred. That was your first question. And I put down, now this I went into a defaulted state and, just wrote out my impressions. There is a 4th dimensional portal in this area, in the area of the coordinates. It's very near to the site. And the portal, which is a portal between dimensions, is related to an underwater base near the Catalina Island off the coast of Southern California. And on that date and time, a craft landed with occupants. I would say landed, I would say appeared in this dimension.
Okay, hold. I want to make sure I write down the base, underwater base was near Catalina Island.
Catalina Island, Catalina Island.
And the next thing you said.
Off the coast of Southern California.
Okay. And then the next word you said was.
Okay, on that date and time of the event.
Okay.
A craft, I'd say landed, but I would say it appeared in this dimension to land with occupants which were partly extraterrestrial and a few humans as well. So there were.
Hold. And a few humans.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Some aboard the craft were human. Okay, that's where there's a clarification here. So this is part, or this particular event is part of ongoing education of influential humans about preparation for a future potential event. The future potential event is a geologic destabilization in the area. I'll tell you more about it in a minute, but I'm going down and answering your questions. The second question you posed was how long was the event occurrence? The event took more than 2 hours, but the witness's memory is partially blocked, and the witness does not remember the entire event. What precipitated the event? That's your question. That's the third question. Oh no, excuse me, the third was what was the cause of what occurred? And my response is there was a planned meeting between high-ranking civilian and military personnel and the others, the watchers, the extraterrestrials, to give directions concerning geologic stabilization.
All right, high-ranking military
and civilian personnel and the others, the watchers, the ETs.
All right.
What precipitated the event? I mean, what would be
That's the fourth question.
That's the fourth question on your email. Certain underwater, offshore, and onshore tectonic plate movements or potential movements inspired the meeting. And I feel that I don't want to go too fast for you.
Sorry, I'll stop you. If you're going too fast, I'll say hold.
I feel that the tectonic plate movements were catalyzed by oil drilling and other incursions into the tectonic plate area by humans. What was the purpose of the event? That's your next question.
Oil drilling and other incursions by whom?
By humans into the tectonic plate, the rather sensitive tectonic plate regions. In other words, parts of the tectonic interface there up and down the California coast. They're like locking points. They're like trigger points.
And by the way, like the California coast is where like so many things have happened, right? That's where the Tic Tac incident was. This is where the Battle of LA obviously was. Guadalupe Island is only a little bit further south than Catalina Island, but Catalina Island has been spoken about plenty as having a high strangeness around it and potentially a base like underneath it or something like that. But it was Danny Sheehan that said Guadalupe Island had an extraterrestrial base in it, which again, yeah, it's only a little bit further south on the coastline. So, you know, who knows what could be under Catalina Island as well. There's so much strangeness going on in around that area of the world.